teachers, this video is for you. I'm Miss Ziegler, and on this channel, we normally focus on all things history. However, because of distance learning, I'm also talking about some tech that I like to use in my classroom. If you're new here and this sounds like something you're interested in, hit that subscribe button and don't forget to turn on your notifications so that you don't miss a thing. In today's episode, I will be covering more Google tips and tricks for Google Classroom. I'm going to hop over to the computer now and show you some of those awesome tips and tricks. The first thing I'm going to show you is how to incorporate learning menus into Google Classroom. Shake Up Learning has some great ones. I really like this Tic Tac Toe choice board that she uses. In order to get that template, what you're going to do is you can click on the link below that I have provided, which is basically this link right here. Then you will simply click on Use Template. What it will do is make a copy for you. You will know it's a copy because it says copy up here. So at that point in time, I usually change the name so that I know what it is. Then you can come down here and change out the directions, put your own directions. You can change this out as well because mine is not going to be a novel study. Mine is going to be over Unit 1. You can come down here and change all of these out. Once you have all of it changed out the way that you want to change it out, you can share it with your students in two ways. You can copy the link, make sure that it is a can view only so that they can't change it, and copy the link, then go back to your Google Classroom, go to classwork, create an assignment, and you can add it as a link. You could also add it from your Google Drive. It should be in the ones that you've recently done. If it's not, you can also click on Drive, but you can add it in that way as well if you'd rather do that versus adding a link. Also, don't forget, you can give your students each a copy. This one might be a good idea to give every kid a copy so that they can draw the tic-tac-toe on there when they complete it, or you can just have them view it. Either one's fine. Fill out your date work and topic and then assign. It's pretty easy to use those templates because you're adding them just like an assignment, but the biggest thing to remember is that it adds itself to your Google Drive. The other thing to remember when you open up one of these templates, if it says that it is view only and you don't have access but you have to request access, just make a copy and add it to your drive. You go over here to File, make a copy, and then it will go into your drive. Sometimes templates are not set up to make a copy automatically, but if you request access, then it's going to send an email to the person who created the template and probably drive them crazy that they have to allow access. So just make sure that you make a copy, and then that way it becomes your document and you don't have to worry about that. Also, your students won't have to request access, which is another important thing about making a copy. Another tip I found from Shake Up Learning that I thought was really helpful was tips for remote learning. And one of those tips was to use a daily checklist for your students. This one's for the third grade, so obviously it's going to be a little bit different than our schedule. But I really liked this template here. I thought this might be a good one that you could use throughout the week and have different activities that the kids are supposed to complete so that they can mark them off as they go. This could also be another template that you could allow your students to have for all of their classes. I will put the link to this in the description below. When you click on it, it will give you an option to make a copy. Sometimes templates do that. In this case, this one allowed me to make a copy, which is good. All right, so when you get in here, you can see it's now mine. Anytime it says that it's a copy, then we know that it's ours personally. Also, you can go over here and see which drive it will be saved in. That's associated with your Google address. And then I can go through here and change these out. Now, the way she has this set up is pretty cool because the kids can use this kind of as an agenda, and it goes directly to whichever teacher that is. This specific template could be used for just your class, or if the kids want to use it for all of their classes, it would be particularly useful. When reading the students' feedback, one thing they said was that they really had problems finding things on Google Classroom and the Hub. One tip I wanted to share with you today is to make sure that you are organizing your work by topics. You can see these are all of the ones that I forgot to put into a topic, and these are the ones that I have organized as a topic. What I should probably do is to go in here and just delete everything that the kids aren't currently using. As you can see, these were back in February, January. That just gets a little bit confusing. So if you want to delete them, you can just simply go over here, click those little dots, and delete those assignments. And the other option that you could do is just have a topic that says, what you're working on for each week. So you could name it by week, and then you can move up all the way to the top. So this is what we're working on right now. So I'm going to move it up. All right, so it moves all the way up except for all of these assignments that I currently don't have in a topic. For instance, this one right here, I kind of want to keep on here because I could potentially use it as extra credit again. So I'm going to go and edit it and then just change the topic. Right over here, you can see that it has no topic. I'm going to put it in the Amazing Review Race. That's what we're working on right now. And then the kids will have access to it, and this will be a little bit less cluttered. Once I get rid of all of this stuff up here, then what we're actually working on currently will be at the top. I wanted to show you that function just in case what you're working on currently is all the way at the bottom. That way the kids don't have to scroll all the way through in order to find their assignments. Another thing that you can make them aware of is that all the topics are right over here. So you could potentially delete everything that you don't need for distance learning and just have it by week, or however you want to organize it. Another item that might be helpful is to have all of your materials at the top. In order to do that, you can create a material post, which this is not an assignment. It has no due date over here. You can also make it a topic if you want. And then that way they'll have all of the materials that they need at the top. And then maybe right underneath it, they'll have what they're currently working on. Another Google tip for you is that you can differentiate your assignments. So let's say that I want to give them this assignment. I can go over here and assign it to different students. If I click on this, it will let me click off of all students and choose the specific students that I want. That can be extremely helpful for differentiation, or if you want them to do a remediation assignment of some sort, you can do that very quickly and just send it to the specific students that you want. And yet another tip, I don't know what number this is, press Control Find. You can look for words. So if the kids know that their assignment is the Amazing Race, boom, that takes them right to that. That's another cool trick that you could teach the students in order to find their work quicker, especially if they know what the assignment is called. And last but not least, I've heard some teachers complain about getting too many emails from Google Classroom. Totally understand that. If you go to the settings, you can turn off your email notifications right here, or you can customize it. I have it turned on where if there's comments, it lets me know. If there's late work, all of that stuff. But what is really nice is that you can customize this to whatever you want it to be. That way, if you're getting annoyed by too many notifications, you can turn them off. And that wraps up this video. I hope you learned something new about Google Classroom. Once again, check out the links below. Shake Up Learning has a ton of helps with Google Classroom as well as the Google Suite in general. And there are also awesome templates for free. All you have to do is access them through Google. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. I'm always here to help. I'll see you next time.